right, we are back with another 2-week budget update. So the good news is that I received a paycheck from my new job. The bad thing is it was just like a week pay instead of a 2-week pay because the way that I was brought on was like in the middle of their pay period. So I only got like half of one paycheck, which is totally fine. So this 2 weeks is going to be a little wonky as well. But let's go ahead and tell you what I'm doing. So these were my numbers from last week. So first thing that I'm going to do is change these things. Actually, I already changed my personal checking account. So that one is including the pay that I just got. So in my reselling business right now, remember I used a lot of this money to pay down debt and things last time. So in my reselling checking account right now, I have $1,867.93. And what I will say is I have slowed down a lot on my reselling business since I got this new job because the first couple of weeks of this new job were so mentally exhausting because I was learning everything new that I just didn't have anything in me to really do a lot with reselling. But that will definitely change going forward. And then I sent some money in for taxes. So this is actually zero now. My personal checking account has $2,126.75, and I didn't change anything with my personal savings account. My credit cards, my first business credit card has $3,374.54. So we got that one down a little bit. The next one has $3,319.31. This one also has come down a little bit. I do have to still buy inventory. I'm not doing it at the scale that I did before, but these are always going to be fluctuating. And then my personal credit card is up a little bit from before because there was more things that I had to buy for my new job. And now that I am having to bring basically because I go in at 7 a.m, but it's a 40-minute drive. So I have to leave here very early at like 6:20 in the morning. I don't eat here because you're like making your breakfast. It's way too early. So anyways, the point of that is I've been buying a lot more groceries because here I could kind of like pick and choose and cook things here during the day when I was self-employed. Now I have to make sure that everything's packed and ready to go because I have to bring my breakfast and lunch every day. So I have been buying more groceries. So groceries and gas has become more of an expense. The reason I don't show grocery and gas on here and things like that is that I put all of them on this credit card. So this credit card is going to be a revolving amount every single month. And normally I will pay it off every 2 weeks. Right now I'm just in that transitional period, but pretty soon, as you'll see, I'll be able to pay this off every 2 weeks. So that will be basically every 2 weeks we can start tracking, what I'm spending on things like groceries, gas, things like that. Okay, so this is where we are at for what we are accomplishing right now. So I definitely went down a little bit. So last time my debt was over 10,000. Now it's at almost 9,000. So we definitely made a little bit of a dent, but it's only been 2 weeks. So we got to go with what we have. Okay. So the next thing is this. Let me go ahead and hide this really quick. All right. These are my monthly personal bills. So everything isn't really changing except health insurance. I now don't have to pay anymore. I am officially on health insurance. So that is going to come off, and it's kind of annoying because there's going to be a block there, but that's okay. And then this month, my electric came in at $115.28. And I think the reason why it was so high this month is because it's been very cold in the mornings when I wake up. So I have to put the heat on to wake up. And then it's so hot when I go to bed that I have to put the cooling down because the weather is just so weird right now. So I think we're in this state where I'm using both the heating and the cooling. So hopefully that will even out. So now my monthly bills is $2,000 $341.72. Again, these are just like my everyday payments. 2, 3, 4, 1, 72. So that went down a little bit, which is great. And then if we divide that by 2 now I just have to save $1,170.86 every 2 weeks for paying these bills. Now, some of these bills are automatically going on my credit card because I like to get as many points as I possibly can for any cash back or travel or anything. So a lot of these are in this personal credit card amount. So my car insurance is, my electric is, my internet is, and maybe my dental insurance, I really don't remember. So that does include in there. But anyways, this is giving you a really good breakdown of my monthly absolutely have to pay bills. Okay, so now let's make this come up. So this is a breakdown of what I am doing this week with that money. Because like I said, it is a little bit of an odd breakdown because I only got paid for like half of the amount that I normally would. It is still in, I'm still doing this transitional phase. So I'm taking the money that I had out of my checking account. I am paying my car payment. So that is something that I pay out of the checking account balance. It doesn't go on my credit card. So that is due on the 15th. So that will already be out of the account. And then I'm going to put a huge chunk right towards my personal credit card. So we're going to put $1,000 right towards the personal credit card. And then hopefully the last week of the month, when I get paid again, we will pay this off. And going forward, every 2 weeks, we will pay the personal credit card off. So we will be in a fantastic spot. And then that leaves $690 in my personal checking account. I am just going to leave that there to kind of see what my next paycheck is going to be so I can figure out exactly what I will have going forward from a actual paycheck. So I'm just going to leave that in there just to have towards a buffer in case, I need anything. Normally I just leave $300 to $500. All right, and then with my business account, again, I haven't had as many sales as normal just because I haven't been putting that much effort into it, but I do have $1,868 in that account. What I'm going to do every 2 weeks from now on is whatever I have in that checking account, I am going to times that by 30% and put that into a savings. So that automatically moves $560.38 into the savings. So next week or the next 2 weeks when I do another one, this should have some money in there. Next, I'm going to leave $500 in that account for an IRA. I have an automatic IRA withdrawal that happens every month, and I like to just have that in the account so I never have to worry. So I always leave $500 in there. I'm also going to leave another $200 in there as an account buffer. I just like to have money in my accounts as a buffer. So that leaves me $607.55 to kind of play around with. So I'm going to put $300 on each of these business cards. Now, that isn't a lot of money, which I do understand, but like I said, going forward, because I didn't put that much effort into my business the last couple of weeks, this should start going up. I do have a pretty good pending balance in Poshmark right now because I just did a couple live shows, things like that. So this will go up with time as I start getting more mental energy to dedicate towards my business. So this is my breakdown of what I'm doing this week. Again, I don't get paid for another 2 weeks, which will be like the last week of the month. That, $1,400 of that is going to go right towards the rent, but the rest of it I'm going to use towards debt payoff. And then we also have my plan going forward. So I got paid around $1,200 for 1 week. So I'm assuming that I will be getting paid about $4,400 monthly from my new job. I just have to double check it. So I'm leaving this here for now until I get an actual 2-week paycheck to do the exact math. This we can actually change now because this went a little bit under because of the health insurance, which is I'm so happy about. So now all the extra money still is going to go into my debt until it is paid off. I'm still going to be doing 2-week updates. And this is what it's a little caveat that I said earlier that I'm going to remove from this spreadsheet. But it's basically saying that a lot of these bills are paid on my credit card. So I don't actually have to take them out of my checking account. So they are in this credit card balance. So that's why you don't see me saying like, I'm going to pay this, because they're already paid. So we are going to remove that. And that was just a caveat. So this is my plan going forward for the next 2 weeks. I think it will put me in a really great spot. Paying, half of that balance on my personal credit card is going to be huge. Obviously, in the next 2 weeks, I'm still going to need to get gas. I'm still going to need to get groceries, but I will be in a really good spot. Hopefully, the end of the month, I can pay that off. And then going forward, we will pay that off every 2 weeks so it doesn't get out of control. And then the next thing we need to focus on is this. Once my business credit cards are paid off, and I can do the same thing with this, which is basically pay them off every 2 weeks, the next thing we're going to focus on is building up this personal savings account. My next goal obviously would be to 10,000, but my true goal is really to get to 20,000. I would love to have my personal account to be at 20,000, and then I can start looking at other avenues of how and where I want to put my money. So anyways, this is it. If you guys enjoy this content, if you guys have any suggestions for this content and want to see something different, if this is helping you pay down your debt, definitely let me know down in the comments. I really want to be as transparent as possible for you while I go through this journey, because I am sure there are going to be ups and downs. There might be times where I can't work on my reselling business at all, and I don't have any money to put towards savings or debt or anything like that. But again, I just want to be as transparent as possible. And thank you guys so much for following along, and I cannot wait to bring you along for the next one. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.